ready. And then I'm going to be using a lot of flour. That's about 3 cups there. Let's say 4, 5, 6. And I'm not measuring the way you're supposed to. I know that. What you're supposed to do is, let me get a spoon, I'll show you. Here we go, we use this. You're supposed to measure it lightly into your cup, and then you flatten it off like that. But anyway, I'm not doing it that way. And my muffins, my biscuits, I'll do them the way I want to. How many was that? Was that 6? Let's go for 7. All right. Now, the only reason I kind of counted that out is because I want to add baking powder. Yeah, and I'll put a teaspoon and a half for every cup that I use. So there's, what's a half times 7? Oh my goodness, that's about 3.5. So, no, let's see. No, that's not right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now the half. So there's 2, 4, 6. There we go. And a little more. There we go. And to that, I'm also going to mix some salt. Now salt, a little bit of salt goes a long way, so I'm not going to get too carried away with the salt. But you do need some salt for the flavor. Yeah. All right. And then get all that mixed. Now, if it turns out that I don't use all this, I'll just save it and use it for pancake batter. Okay, now let's put my figs, my orange, cranberries. Yeah, I'm just going to mix that up real good. Just toss it around. To put a little bit of my trail mix in here, which I've got a mixture of nuts, but I've got some things in there that I don't think will do so well, like pumpkin seeds. I don't know. That's alright. I'll leave out the nuts this time. Okay. And I'll wait before I use my blueberries, okay? So, yeah. Alright. In between clips, I kind of wash a few of my dishes. Editing this thing down to 10-minute videos is really a tricky thing, so I've not been successful about that yet. Normally I end up having to break it apart into several different videos. Sorry if that's wearing on your patience. You know, like I said, it's not like I have a whole film crew here, but anyway. Alright, now, to make my dry ingredients, let's take about 3 or 4 cups of flour mix here. There we go. And I'm going to take some applesauce. Yeah. And if you're using butter or Crisco, you could do the same thing. Take a couple of knives like this and kind of toss around. Okay. And you're making a bunch of little seeds. I'll show it to you in a minute. Same thing with biscuits when you're making biscuits, okay? So far the procedure is just the same. And you want to get all this done. Yeah. Once you start mixing your product together, you don't want to mix a lot. Over mixing is what ruins perfectly good biscuits and good muffins. Don't over mix your batters and your doughs for biscuits and muffins. Cupcakes, cakes can stand a lot more beating. Okay, these look like a bunch of big beans. I'll show it to you in just a minute. Just a second here. Let me see if I can. Can you see that? They look like a bunch of beans in there. Yeah. Now, if you were using butter or Crisco, you'd do the same thing. I didn't check the volume to this thing. I want to get the liquids together separately, all together. So what I'm going to use about half of my orange liquid, and I'm going to use the other half in my biscuit dough. And I'm going to put some honey as part of my liquids. I don't want too much. I don't want my muffins. I don't like my muffins to be too sweet. After all, I've got all that fruit going in there. I'm going to put a can of evaporated milk. Oops, I got one of those safety can openers. Here we go. And I've got a cup of water just in case I think I need it. Yeah, you could put as much as a can of water into this, but with that orange juice in there, I may not need the water. We'll see. Now, with muffins, you want a lumpy batter. You don't want a smooth batter. Lumpy and clumpy, I always say. All right. And then mix all this up. Because you want to add your liquids to the flour mix all at once. But okay, I think I'm going to need a little water. I'm just eyeballing it. I'm not really sure. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. Okay, not too much. There, about half a cup. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm not going to put all my fruit in here because I'm going to put some of it in my biscuit mix. Here's got my orange, my figs, about half the mix. Yeah. I'm going to toss all around in my flour mix. Did I mash the on button to my record? Okay. Now I'm not really mixing as much as I'm coating all that stuff with flour and getting the fruits all dispersed through there. Okay. Now, we'll put all my liquid in there at one time. Okay. There we go. And kind of fold it in. I turn the bowl and bring from the outside to the end and just lift up on it and kind of turn it over. A lumpy, clumpy batter is what you want. Lumpy and clumpy, moistened, but not beaten smooth. Don't do that. And if you got little lumps of flour in there, that's okay. Ignore it. Just go with it. It'll be all right. They'll go away. Okay, there we got our lumpy, clumpy batter. Let's put some of this fruit all in there. There we go. Just okay. Okay, now I need to turn my oven on, get it preheating. Now that baking powder is already at work in here, and that's fine. We're going to let it work. So let me get my oven on, and then let's see. I'm going to put it on 350 degrees. And check my rack to make sure I got it right in the middle of the oven.